Hi guys, welcome to Point of View. This is the brand new Honda CR-V, and excuse me, it's freaking cold outside and the wind is blowing, so I'm just gonna start from the back. So this is my driving position basically, and as you can tell, legroom is very sufficient. Quality of the interior has improved vastly, I'd say. Leather quality is much better than before. The car looks more premium. The panoramic roof of course helps, but the car looks more premium than it has done before. Now on the outside the car looks basically the same. There are some new details around, but all in all it's still the CR-V you know and love. But the main reason for this review is that the CR-V is now a hybrid. Yes, the CR-V has gone electric. So let's see what it's like. So the CR-V hybrid doesn't have a regular, gear lever anymore. It has been replaced by some buttons, D, N, R and P. Basically it's still a automatic, so push for D, push for N. You have to, sort of push and hold for reverse. It also has a reversing camera, and also push for P. Fairly simple and easy to use. But let's take it for a drive, because this is the main reason why we are here. No, wait, can't go out of there. So the main thing about this car is that it's not a regular hybrid, so to say, that you're used to. That being said, regular hybrids, I mean Toyotas, Lexuses, etc., they use a petrol-powered engine and a electric engine, but the main feature is still the petrol engine that is boosted by the electric engine when needed. The thing about this car, and why it's special, is the fact that the electric engine is the main engine that always drives the gears, and the petrol engine is sort of a generator. It generates power that will be pushed through the wheels, but so to say, the engine never drives the wheels, the electric engine drives the wheels, if I'm being clear on that. What this does is that this car now feels much more like an electric vehicle, a full electric vehicle, than a petrol-powered hybrid that has some electric power in it. I think the main difference is that when you push the accelerator, you don't get any sort of engine vibrations through your pedal. Everything you feel is like an electric engine. Know what I'm saying? There's no vibrations through the pedal. You feel like you're driving an electric vehicle, but you hear some engine sound. It's weird. It's kind of weird, but it works. I've driven it a couple of kilometers, and I'd say it's a much better solution than the regular hybrid solution. It just works. It just works better. It's more smooth. You don't notice any of the switches between the engine and the electric modes. It's just so seamless, and that's due to the fact that the electric part of the car is driving the wheels, not the petrol powered engine. Weird, but it really works. It really works. I'm basically astounded how well this system works. General facts and figures: this car has a 2-liter petrol naturally aspirated engine and a gearbox that sounds like a CVT gearbox, but it isn't one. Power is 135 kilowatts, I think, and it was like roughly 300 Newton meters of torque when you combine all those, power outputs, the petrol engine and the electric engine. And this all means that the 4-wheel drive version will get to 62 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour in roughly 9 seconds. There is a 2-wheel drive version available also, but the one to get, because this is still an SUV and you don't want to get, you know, embarrassed by your friends when you're telling that you have an SUV that's front-wheel drive, is the one to buy. What else? What else? Fuel consumption, of course, is quite low. I will put the figure right here, and yeah, I think it's doable. What else? What else? Apart from the hybrid factor, this is a facelifted CR-V, which means there are some new headlights, taillights, designs on the outside. Generally speaking, your granddad or dad or mom won't tell the difference between this car and the, you know, previous version of the CR-V, because they all look basically the same. On the interior, it's mostly the same story. You have a new digital dashboard, you didn't have one before. Screen is better, I think, but still quite, you know, laggy and bad. Thing is that now you can actually have Apple CarPlay, which means you don't have to use this crappy system altogether, and that sort of saves it in my books. Interior quality has improved vastly, like I said when I was in the back. Plastics, yes, there are still some around, but it's not as bad as you think. Actually, the car sounds better. The car sounds a lot better than the previous CR-V, because I don't know how, but the engine is more throatier. It's a deeper sound than the regular 2-liter. I really quite like it. The thing that's really, you know, great about the CR-Vs and the new CR-V range in my mind is the fact that you have so much kit as standard. This car that I'm driving right here is the executive top of the line version, and it has all the bells and whistles you could actually, you know, wish for. But it starts, the hybrid version starts from 30,000 euros for the comfort version, which has 2-wheel drive. But even at that price point, it has full LED headlights, it has a adaptive cruise control, all the safety features you'd wish to have in a modern car. Yes, there are some drawbacks. You don't have parking sensors, parking camera, and you get textile seats. But for a CR-V, I think textile seats might be a very good choice. And speaking of the, you know, cost of the car and the trim lines, I think the next one up, which is the Elegance in Estonia, is the one to buy. It gives you some options that you sort of need to have in a modern car, like Apple CarPlay and parking sensors and a backup camera, but it's still like 34,000 euros, something like that. So it's not an expensive choice if you consider it's a hybrid. Cars these days are expensive anyway, so, you know, it's okay that these cars are getting more expensive. But look at it this way, you get much more kit as standard than you did before. A few years back, when you bought a CR-V that was, you know, basically standard, you didn't even get a radio. Of course, I'm joking, but you get my point. There are so many safety features in brand new cars these days, so the prices are fair in my mind. Driving feel. Seats are actually quite supportive. I'm surprised by that. These leather seats are also electrically adjustable. Very comfortable, I'd say, and I was actually really surprised by the fact that how to say it, you know, the angle of which your, you know, knees are, the top part of this seat moves like boop, and no other car, ooh, and a Aventador, cool, basically no other car that I have ever driven has had seats that go like boop. But this is a really cool feature, and I think on long journeys it will make a big difference. But as I was saying, textile seats are actually the way to go, I think, in this car. This is not a luxury car in any way, although it sort of wants to be one. I think the best choice is keep the, you know, costs low. That way you will get most of your money back when you're going to sell the car in a few years. These things hold up their value extremely well. Like, you wouldn't believe how much a used CR-V costs these days. If you get a nicely spec'd one and it's like, let's say 4 or 5 years old, you will still probably get like 20 to 25,000 euros depending on the mileage, etc. And that's a really good deal. That's a really good deal. And now consider that this is also a hybrid. This car will hold up its value very nicely indeed. Handling is also vastly improved. You know, previously the CR-Vs, they were just, you know, big, you know, ships, basically motherships, wafting along. You couldn't really tell where the car was. This is much more precise. Yes, it's not a sports car, but it's really good for something like this. Let's stop for a bit now. Let's see how this car accelerates. So I'm at not, let's put it in sport mode. It sounds like a CVT gearbox, but somehow it's better. On the highway, driving basically what is a B-road highway, wind noise, a bit problematic, I have to say. But tire noise is very good and generally it feels very comfortable. You also have something called Eevee Mode, which basically means that this car is now fully electric. This isn't like a full electric vehicle. It won't do like, you know, 50 kilometers on electric alone, but it will do some, you know, city driving. Okay, but I think that's a nice place to finish this video. What do I think about the CR-V? I really like it. I really do. Of course there are some niggles, but as a whole package, this is a great car to buy. Yeah, nothing else to add basically. Thank you for watching, and yeah, see you again guys. Bye bye.